I don't need to beautify me. Hey, girl.
Hey girl, hey, how you
How
doing?
are you?
You are up and looking fabulous early this morning or your
You
morning.
know, the sun rises at 5, so I have to be up before then. Okay.
Well,
Make sure I didn't add no filter. I don't like my face jumping.
no, you
How
look
you
great. You
doing?
look great. I'm wonderful. How are you?
You look beautiful as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The sun is setting here. So, where are you right now?
I'm in Da Nang, Vietnam today.
Done. Oh, you're in Vietnam. I don't know. I thought you were in Thailand. I can't keep up.
'Cause
It's
I,
just
I live
in,
in Thailand as well, so that's probably
you
why.
bounce between the two.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Um, so I asked you to come so that at first it was just like I was like, oh, I would love for you to talk about your experience of my book. And then I was just like, wait, but man, we have so many similarities, like where we came from. You left first on your digital nomad journey, and then Nick and I followed. And I just wanted to talk about all the things, being a beautiful black woman abroad
Yeah.
and what you got going on and all of that. So we can start
Yeah.
wherever you want to start.
Okay. Yeah, I'm coming up on 9 years actually next month on the 5th or the 6th. It will be 9 years since I left the US. And yeah, what a journey it's been. I feel so grateful and brave, and everything that I said, spoke 9 years ago. I'm actually going to watch that video that I posted when I was first leaving, just to see, because I felt very delusional at the time, but everything came into fruition. Like, as crazy as it was and unplanned
Mhm.
um, as it was, yeah, it's been quite the journey. So,
Good. I didn't realize we left that close apart because we are in our ninth year. We made 8 years July 5th. So
okay,
we
yeah.
left less than a year after you did.
Wow, yeah. So July, yeah. So September is when I left. Wow, and went to Costa Rica. So 2018.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I left in 2017. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
So, and I asked Nick, I was just like, I wonder, I said, do you remember if jazz played a role in whether or not we thought we could do it because she had already left and gone? He was like, I don't remember. I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's like she did it so we could do it.
I mean, I think it is like they're breadcrumbs, people that I had met or come across were also leaving or thinking about leaving or talking about leaving. And like, it gives you those little breadcrumbs. And then you come up with the idea and you're just like, wait, I can do this. And I do think that it unlocks something in us to know someone who's actually done it, see someone doing it, to make it feel less crazy, 'Cause I remember when I was leaving, this was before all of the TikTokers and the YouTubers. When I had first looked up moving abroad, there was one video that I found of a black couple, and they ended up going back home because they had a baby. But that was it. And so now for it to be such a trendy thing, we didn't have the blueprint that we have now. So I remember Miss Marilyn coming by to buy a couch for me and basically being like, "Girl, you crazy? What about the cartel?" um, and my response was, "Oh, what did you run into the cartel when you went to Mexico?" I was like, I ain't been to Mexico," and I was like, oh, "Okay, so then your experience isn't valid." And you have to be mindful of those kind of things of just watching and being mindful of the fear that people may try to project on you.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, again, we were really ahead of our times when we left,
Mhm.
before COVID.
Oh shoot. Did the internet go out? You there?
I'm here. You can hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, it's storming, right? So the life of being in the tropics. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
um, yeah, Aunt Marilyn cried when I told her that I was leaving, but I think it was more so just we were leaving. Yeah. And you're right. There weren't a lot of people, not a lot of young people. Now, there were a lot of older people that had retired to
Mhm.
Costa Rica or just abroad, period, and they had their things, but the way they were navigating didn't really apply to us because we were in our 30s. I was
Yeah.
how old was I? I was 36. I was 36 when we
Okay.
moved. And I was moving with a daughter. And I think that
Yeah.
also was quite the thing. People were like, are you not concerned about her education and all of these different things? And we weren't actually. We weren't concerned about it at all. My best friend came 3 years after me. So she's here. She
Okay.
lives like 22 minutes from me. Yep. And I see her every single week, sometimes multiple times a week. But
Wow.
yeah, she's the only one. No, been a couple of people that have followed me here, but she's the one that was like part of my inner circle that was like,
Yeah.
let's do it. Her and her husband came in 2021, I believe.
Okay.
They came in 2021. But no, it's been good. Now, I see your videos when you're talking about how the Vietnamese and the Thai people, they love your blackness. They're interested in your hair. I know in Costa Rica, we are treated kind of like royalty. Like, racism exists everywhere. But
Yeah.
when you've experienced varsity racism,
Mm.
everything else is just kind
It's
of
just JV racism.
or recreational. Like it's not even JV here. Here it's like rec or intramural. It's intramural
Yeah.
racism. It's really not big. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can think of one incident, and it wasn't even with me. It wasn't a direct incident with me. But yeah, we've had a great experience. What's your experience been like in Southeast Asia?
I've had a positive experience. Yeah, people are curious and things like that. But my day to day is positive. I think that people are curious, and if you take curiosity as racism, then you may get your feelings hurt. But and like some days I don't want to be bothered. Like they do stare a
Mhm.
lot. And like yesterday, I was at the grocery store and I messed around and went because I'll usually go around this time after the gym. So it's like early morning on a early rising on a Monday. But yesterday I went. It was Sunday at 5, and I was like, oh gosh, everybody was in there with their families, it's kids, and they're pointing and laughing, and that's the adults, right? So
Okay.
it's that sometimes, but you smile, right? And if I notice that, as long as I feel good about myself, um, then I'm not projecting it out as something negative, right? So I was saying the other day, like, don't come out here with your long titties at the grocery store because if somebody is pointing and laughing at you, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, they laughing at my long titties, and they may not be laughing at your long ass titties. It's just that. So don't come out the house looking crazy. You cannot be ugly in peace out here.
Okay.
But if you feel good about yourself, then I think it's good. Thailand is lighter than Vietnam. I feel like maybe for people, Thailand may be a easier and smoother transition than parts of Vietnam because they can be a little reckless and
Okay.
but it's all in good fun. If you smile and laugh, I was just out playing racquetball with some locals out at the beach this morning, and yeah, they're kind. They're just curious, and we got to think we're like black people walking around, and I live in super local areas, so like they're like, girl, what are you doing in our village? Kind of thing. Or, you're foreign. So people are intrigued and curious. So, but it's not with malice, at least it doesn't feel like it to me. Hey, Lady
Okay.
T. Lady T
Um,
actually lived out here in Vietnam as well as a
oh,
black
she
woman
does.
from
Okay.
Baltimore. Or, um, what's the other one? Is it Baltimore?
In Vietnam?
She's back in the States, but she lived in Vietnam for
Oh,
probably a month. Yeah.
okay. Okay. She said DC.
DC. Yeah, what did I say? See, I'm getting them all mixed up right now. Like, like I'm having a break. Yeah, I'm like up there. DTV. No, that's the Visa. What is the area called? DC. Yes, the DMV.
DMV. DMV, yes.
I'm like DTV.
Um,
That's the Visa. Oh, my bad.
hey, do you find so I haven't when the last time you've been in the States?
I was there recently, last year actually. I was there.
I think
I was in
I feel like
Alaska,
oh that's right. You were in Alaska.
but
When
that
was the
doesn't
last
feel
time you
like
was
the
in the
state.
continental
Not the
United
lower
States?
48.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
was the last time you
Before
was in
that, I was
California?
before then. So I was in Alaska for about 5 months, and so before that, I was in this.
Oh, okay. Okay. I haven't been back since 2024 when Aunt Meryl and Auntie had their 60-40-10 gala, and Nick and I went back for that. But my son has never been to the States. I don't.
Oh wow, Nico's never been. How old is he now?
6, going on 60.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a flex,
But
right? I haven't been to
yeah,
Nico.
yeah. And Erin will be 18 in October. Yeah. We
How,
old.
girl? Because I'm not even 18. I'm about to be 19. That's crazy. What I remember her singing at Christmas, and she was
Yeah.
like 4 years old.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is strange. It is very, very strange. But she's doing great, and she's in a what's it called? A bilingual school.
Okay. Yes.
Um, Doing an IB program, and because of that, so here they only go to 11th grade, but this program she does an extra year, so she will be in school for an extra year, and the school year is from February to December. So,
Okay.
so yeah, she's in school
Wow.
now this year, and then next year will be her senior year.
Okay. And I think that's a
And
lot of people's concern is their kids. And here you have one that you took with you and then one that you birthed abroad. Like,
yep, yep. She was 9 when we came, and yeah, I always find that interesting, and I know it's a mental thing because what do they think the kids that's born here is doing?
well, that's the mentality. And Americans are extremely arrogant, right?
Yeah,
Dumb as
yeah,
hell, don't know metrics, can't tell you what a kilometer is, right? But they're the greatest and the best, and everyone else is fetching water. So yeah, it's unfortunate that that is the idea, right? Especially knowing that a lot of them can't read. So,
there's that, and people don't ask me as much anymore, but people used to ask me all the time, like, you don't want to bring, especially for my little, yeah, Lady T, AF. My youngest, there's like, you sure you don't want him to have like the American experience? And I was like, he is a black boy. He is missing nothing. And the longer we're here and the more that I see, I am so validated in our decision to stay here and decide to have him here when we found out I was pregnant. And yeah, that cognitive dissonance always blows my mind because it's like, I want you to really think about what you're saying here. I have a little black boy that's high energy, loves to talk to people and play with people, and you're worried about him having an American experience. He gonna have one with the Americans that's here in Costa Rica.
yeah.
That's gonna be his version of an American experience, as far as I'm concerned. Now, if things calm down, we might take him to visit.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm comfortable. I'm most comfortable. I think Nick and I both are most comfortable with him being here. My daughter has no desire to go back. Like she took U.S. universities off the list, and she really, really, really wanted to go to an HBCU. And because of what's happening now, I told her to still apply because she got 2 years before she would even be going. I was like, still apply. That way you know if you get in or not. And then if things are good, you can go. If things are not, then you don't. So poor thing. Anyways,
I don't see
so
that
yeah.
changing in 2 years. Years.
What'd
It's
you
been
say?
432.
What'd you say?
I said I don't think it's going to change much in 2 years as it's been 437 years. So, I mean, but good luck.
That's a great point. I just didn't want her to
Not, yeah.
to
Yeah.
lose all hope. At least if you get accepted, then that's an accomplishment in and of itself. You got
Right.
accepted, but also the thing, like the price of everything, girl. I was like, I'd have to start a second business to fund your American collegiate experience.
Right. And she would have to sell feet pics. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, girl, no, just stay. Yeah, it's And the thing is, I can see if we were sacrificing our quality of life, if we were sacrificing convenience, if we were sacrificing our health, if,
Yep.
none of those things, everything has increased, right? Our quality of life is really improved. And it's almost as if it will not almost, it's a life hack, right?
Yep.
Um, and all it takes is the mindset. Once you've gotten this, right, all of the issues that most people face is here, right? Now, granted, there are annoying things. I had a $50 bill the other day. I have some cash I can't cash out because it's not perfect and pristine, right? And I have to check in and let them know when I leave the country, when I'm back here. They were doing drug tests randomly, trying to find the crackheads and stuff. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, they're like, hey, don't have people at your house. So it's not perfect, right? And you may be under scrutiny in times and places, especially with policies right now and immigration. But overall, like, life is really good. So you're not missing out on anything. It's only people's, I guess just because my mom used to always say, hey, why are you leaving if everybody wants to come over here? You know, as if that's the only place. And I can understand that being your mindset if you don't know any better, right? But yeah, we're not missing nothing. So,
And the people coming don't know what they're going into.
right.
They don't know what they're not what they're going into.
And they also have before recently had different benefits. Same with here, how you can open a business, right? And you're going to get different benefits than perhaps the local people, right? And so I think that part is important too, realizing like, hey, what are the benefits that I can have by moving somewhere and taking advantage of those, right? If you can have a better life, if some people can have a better life by going to the States, all power to them. It does work for people, right? It works for a lot of people. They have a plan. And I get it now because it's like if you're making USD and you're sending money back here to Vietnam, yeah, you are doing well, right? You may be sacrificing things. So that's the key is finding what works for you. There's not one size fits all, and go to where you can benefit.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Are you a resident in any of those or in either country?
No. Mexico, yeah, but not here. You can't get any. There's not really a way to do
There's
the
not a
residency.
path to residency.
No, I always so I suggest to my clients go to Mexico, start in Mexico first, get your temporary residency, frolic as much as you want, go back, get your permanent residency, and then you don't have to live there, but have it as a backup. But yeah, no, you can't. I have a DTV visa for Thailand, and then for Vietnam, they just do 3 months tourist
Okay.
visas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you thought which then?
How about in Costa Rica? Do you have residency there? Because you've been there a long time, right? 9 years, yeah.
We have permanent residency because of my son. So he's a Costa Rican citizen because he was born here.
Born
And
there.
yeah, and then so he's basically my little anchor baby.
Yeah.
And it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. He was a surprise, and he was born.
Not like a
during-
one night stand surprise, y'all. Okay, they were
Oh,
married and wanted kids and stuff like that. Yeah, read the book, but it ain't that kind of oopsie. It's a surprise, not a oops.
yes,
There-
he belonged to
there's-
me and my husband, and he had been my husband for 4 years by that time. But when he family, so me, Nick, and Erin all got automatic permanent residency. Now we had no plans originally on applying for citizenship because the only difference between permanent residency and citizenship is that you can vote.
Okay.
That's literally and you can get a passport. So getting a passport and being able to vote. And we were fine with permanent residency, but with the way things have been looking lately, we're just now coming up on our being eligible to apply for citizenship, and I think we're going to.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And what are the terms of that? Do you have to take the test, or like you speak
There's
Spanish?
there's a Spanish test and there is a civics test. But my daughter has been in school since elementary school, and she comes home and teaches us everything that she learns as far as civics. So it's like history and things about Costa Rican government. And so I feel confident that we'll pass it.
Okay. Please like the live, y'all. Just tap the screen. Wow. Okay. So then you can vote. Okay. Okay.
Yep. And so, so that's been good. And look, I feel like I haven't talked to you face to face since I last saw you in real life. Like we talked on the phone,
Probably, yeah.
but yeah. And so just real quick, I want to say thank you because almost every job I've had that's not my own business, like when you got to make the ends meet and you need
Yes.
right because
Yes.
when you entrepreneurial out in these international streets, that shit is hard. Okay, but making the ends meet, you got me on the AL07. Then you, yes.
I
And
forgot about
then
that.
I just thought about it just now. You got me on the AL07. You got me onto it was one in between AL07 and Mercor, and I'm having a hard time remembering what it was. But listen, every time I'm like, I need some extra funds, I just go see what you're doing. Like I know Jazz is guy. She knows what's going
Something.
on in these streets.
Something. Yes. Yes. I'm
So
gonna have a little side gig, a little hustle, something.
yes, yes.
And I tell people that all the time. Like I just, there's always ways. There's so many ways to make money. There's a million ways to make money. Like I'm never concerned about that one, but that's always the number one question is how to make money abroad. And I'm like, I just,
So
find
many ways.
something.
Yep.
There's always something. There's always a new something, right? Whether it's teaching English when that was a great bubble and that'll bust, and now it's
Yep.
AI. We're grading AI. Like right now, I'm grading AI slop. Um,
On
and
Mercor.
you probably didn't ask or listen, girl. People be asking questions. I don't just tell people. That's the thing too. You have to be mindful of that. I know I'm all about gatekeeping. Sometimes keep the gate closed because what we don't realize too is if you get on the internet and tell everything, by the time I need another job, the impact of the internet is huge, right? So if
Yep.
you come to me and you my people or you book a consultation with me, I have no issue telling people stuff, but I'm not gonna be on here telling y'all everything for fucking free so that when I need another gig, I can't find one because it's a million people ahead of me now or 500,000. That'd be the video that it went viral now. So yeah, I keep the gate closed and yeah, if you ask though, I got it. I got it. But all that telling everybody every fucking thing for a like is crazy to me. The game
It
is to be
is.
sold, not told.
It is. It is. It is kind of crazy. But I just want to say thank you because
You're
though
welcome,
the
girl.
times where I needed those, like they came in clutch. Like you said, it's a bubble and it's gonna pop, and then you just go to
What's the
whatever,
next?
or whatever is next. And
Yeah.
if
It's
you speak
always
multiple
something.
languages, that really helps. That really,
Yeah.
really helps. So y'all, if you are looking to leave abroad, Jazzie can help you, and she knows all the juicy jobs. So highly
Yeah.
recommend. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Um,
I forgot about those.
I don't know, something you said made just it popped into my head because I had completely forgotten about it too. And I love how we have kind of been connected on our own journeys, but parallel. Nick and I we'll watch your stuff and we talk about like you make it look so easy, and we know that it's not easy all
Yeah.
the time, right? But you make it look so easy. You make it look fun. You're hilarious, right? So we love catching you on a live because we know we're gonna get a good kiki in. Um, but yeah,
And
it's been
it's
good.
easy for me. I know that it's not easy for a lot of people, but as a professional frolicker, as someone with the mindset that I have, like, y'all, I've been reading self help books since I was 7 years old, and that was a way to kind of cope and switch. Like the way I look at things and process them, like a negative situation, I'll see the positive in it,
Mhm.
and yeah, it takes grit and a different mindset and tough skin. Um, to do this, but it is easy for me. What's hard to me is sitting at a desk, sitting at a job, sitting in one place forever. That to me is difficult. But frolicking and being around and trying to learn different languages, especially with ADD, it helps me. So like it keeps me on my toes. And that's the key to life is finding what works for you, what your superpowers are, and leaning fully into that so that you're not trying to change. Like, right, I'm like, oh, I need to be more organized. No, I don't. Get a Virgo to do it, right? Lean into what works for you and it really will work for you. I promise that's the key to life. Like, if you don't have a lot of earth in your chart, stop trying to be grounded and earthy. Fly, be up in the air, right? And
Yeah.
then you'll move that way.
Yes, I co-sign all of that because I just like in the last maybe 3 years, I gave up on the whole like being super organized and trying to adopt traits that don't involve me, like that don't bring me joy. Um, my husband and my son are earth signs, a Capricorn and a Taurus. And so I get to
Ooh,
be,
yes, it is.
yes. And my daughter is a Libra and I'm a Pisces. So I get to be who I need to be. And then I have these grounding elements around me. Um, I also cannot work for anybody else. That last job that I had in the States, I was like, this is dumb. This is dumb. I have way too much, too many ideas, too much intelligence, and too many gifts to be making somebody else rich.
Right.
So I feel you 100% on that. Um, and then, are you ever going to write a book?
Girl, I it's written. I wrote it.
Wait, is it public?
No, it's not. I have the manuscript. That was a fiasco in itself, and then I was like, girl, who cares? But it'll be out eventually, I guess. I don't know. Then I also thought about doing it as a multimedia type of book instead of just words, right? Maybe it's a
Okay.
poem here, and the next it's a video, especially with digital assets now, right? So we can put it out. So it probably will come out eventually, but it probably won't be a text. That's why I was like so amazed. You writing book, getting them out, to complete something like that is really extraordinary. A lot of us sitting on books in our files and drive, understand to publish it. Yeah, so great
Yeah,
book.
I had to just get it out. But I don't know if you know how my book got published. Like the why behind the book. So there's a documentary being done on my story that
Oh,
starts
Pima,
with,
yes, the documentary
yes,
Pima,
mhm,
yes.
starts with right before I'm diagnosed with cancer or as I'm diagnosed with cancer and goes through me moving to Costa Rica. And the producers had done like 9 hours of interview with me to develop their story or whatever. And when she sent me the cleaned up transcript of those 9 hours of videos, and the 9 hours was cleaned up, if I'm not mistaken, I was like, oh, there's some action, there's a story here. And it's your life. You don't be looking at your life like it's a story. You're just living your life and moving forward. But when I sat and read from one end to the other, I was like, I can do this. And the film only touches high levels of things, and some of the feedback, people were asking questions, like they really wanted to know more. People were interested, and I was like, all right, I can do this. I'll write the book. I started writing it in 2020. I started writing it in 2024,
Okay.
I think. Yeah. And got to the chapter on Erin, my
Okay.
sister. For those of you who don't know, my sister's name is Erin. Got to the chapter on Erin and couldn't finish it. I was sick. I could not do it. It was
And that's the part about
re-traumatizing.
books that, yes,
Yep. And
also happen.
and and then um one day I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it because we were coming up on a pre-screening for the film, and
Okay.
the producers were like, so how's the book coming? And I'm like, this is really a joint effort. This is a joint thing, and I gotta get over it. And so my best friend Amber, God bless her soul, she really kind of like she's a loss practitioner that specializes in somatic therapy. And so she was like, okay, this is what you need to do. If you start to feel sick, stop and do this. And so I was able to get through it, and then the rest of it just came. But getting to that part was so freaking hard. And but yeah, the book came about because of the film. And the
Wow.
film is being done by, so when Harvey hit and we moved into the garage apartment,
Hmm.
the daughter of the woman who took us in is the producer of the film.
Wow.
Yeah, and she came to me and was like, I'm gonna do my first film, and I've been asking around to more experienced filmmakers as to what my first project should be, and they said it should be a feature documentary. And so she's like, so I have a few people that I wanted to like talk to. She's like, but then I thought about your story, and I feel like your story is amazing. And she's young. Like you see the film, you would never know that this girl is in her early 20s. And yeah, she was 16 when we moved into their garage apartment. She's in her early 20s, and she is a like boss bitch. Okay, she knows what she wants. She wrote this script, and when she first came to me, she was like, all right, it's going to be like a 9-minute film. She's like, but don't worry, we're going to be using like really high quality cinematography and all of, just all of these things. And I was like, girl, you could be shooting it with your iPhone and I would still do it for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like one of my babies too. And then they show up with like 9 bags of gear and like, this is like a real deal Holyfield. And then I know you've seen like the trailer and all of that. So you see the quality that they have done, but it went from being 9 minutes to 30 minutes. And now she's like, there's no way we can't tell the story in 30 minutes. So it's going to be feature length. And yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. I still am like, it's crazy. It has ruined, it's ruined movie going and documentary watching for me. Whenever you end up on the other side of production, when you're watching movies and especially documentaries, you're like, yeah, you're like,
Netflix has had some good ones lately, though. I don't know who team that is on, but they have been written and like hooking you very. Yeah, I've been like, oh, okay, but I'm sure
I haven't watched
that you're
any on
doing. It does. That's what I can't watch House Hunters no more. Reality TV. Once you're on the, it's just like, that's fake as hell. But okay.
Yeah, they be ruining it for us.
Wow,
Thank you,
congrats.
Lady
That's
T.
amazing. So when will it be released?
So we're in post production. They just left Costa Rica for our last filming session. So they were here end of June, beginning of July, and they're back in the States. And so now everything is in post production, and they have been funding this themselves. And now they're looking for sponsors to. So if anybody watching this, you're an angel investor,
Right.
send me an email.
See, Lady T gets it too. Yes, it's like it does. It ruins.
Yes. Oh, I know what else you gave me, sis. Damian Waters.
Ah, yeah. He's so crazy. I haven't watched him in so long, but yes, he started my locks. Did he start your locks too, or you just watch him? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, that wasn't the thing in between the thing, but I did reach out to you. I was like, look, I'm about to be in Houston for 30 days and I want to start locks. And you was like, hands down, go to this person. And he was great. So
yeah. He's a good foundation. And he really knows hair. That's probably what made you think about that. But yeah, you can't let everybody put in your hair. Girl, I'm still trying to get this string out of my hair. She talking about that these are better than rubber bands. Yeah, I'm still dealing with random.
Your locks look great though.
Thank you. But yeah, it's
so how easy is it to find someone to do your hair in Thailand or Vietnam?
Well, I think it's easier now because people are with the great migration, right? So there are more Black people moving abroad. But there's actually a shop that I'm going to head to this week, and they're like I saw some moves, and like she was using a wave cap to lay the hair down for the line. So I'm excited to go, and they have a shampoo bowl. That's the biggest issue for me is finding people who actually have a shampoo bowl, because anyone can lock your hair. You can find a Black woman here with locks that'll do it. But you're not about to bend me over your sink, and I'm not going to be all in the shower. Like my hair is long and it gets heavy. So that's the hardest part of it all. So in Chiang Mai, I have a lady right down the street from me, a lock studio with the shampoo bowl, but there's other Black women out there that do hair too. And then here, there's people love our culture. So I think somebody been on YouTube or something. I don't know who trained these people, but their videos are popping, and the Black people have been going there. So I'm gonna check it out and see how it's going. But yeah, it's not too difficult.
Okay. It's a little more difficult here. It's getting better though, because I'm seeing people are coming in. What a couple years ago, what would happen is somebody would get on in the WhatsApp thread and be like, "Hey, my stylist is coming. She'll be here for 2 weeks. She's got 10 appointments, first come, first serve." And that's how it's been done. I do my own hair. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
But I have been telling people I'll give my right arm for somebody to get in somebody's bowl and get my hair steamed. Lady T, don't play with me.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
She playing.
She playing.
She was out here and had me looking crazy on stage. Didn't say nothing. Was like, "Hey, girl." So I don't know. No, but no, she didn't say that she'll. I would say I'm like, "Hey, y'all, who needs it? We can open up a shop, get it top popping." But I think that I would love for us to model the Chinatowns around the world, right? To where we have a stylist, we have these people, and even if it's illegal, I mean, I understand that, but kind of do it. There's ways of doing it, even if we're training the local people, and you own the salon, right? And you hire people. But I do think that there are ways that we can really have every single thing that we need amongst our community with each other in these different hubs. So
Yes.
it'll happen, right?
Yeah, it should. Nick always talks about, because soul food, like,
That part, the trouble part. So we think we're free, but like, you're scared to do things. And I think that's another part that we don't talk about enough, is moving out here willy-nilly and then not being able to make money the way that you normally would in a place because of your.
Yeah, and so here in Costa Rica, I'm a permanent resident, so I can own a business and I can work. So I'm able to work here. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't get in trouble. I would have to look at, like, what does it cost to so like for Lady T, can I hire her as a contractor, as an independent contractor for a significant, like, a short period of time? And so I have to look into the legalities of that. But I love the idea of having, I don't know if you want to call them Black towns, wherever we are, where we can get, because getting hair products is hard. Getting the things that we like, the clothes and the earrings and the head wraps and just the things that we like, sometimes is hard. Now, have you been to Panama?
No, not really interested.
Okay, I went once. I don't have to go back. But they had a lot of Black stuff. Like, it was easy to find the things. Yeah. So, but yes, Black towns. Stylist passport is here, girl. Yeah. So, all right. So we talked about all of that, and I do want to know about. Well, first of all, thank you so much. The voice note you sent me about the book, it almost made me misty-eyed.
Oh,
Yeah,
girl, I was
because
misty-eyed that whole book. Like, ooh. I read it on the plane and was like, "Okay, Jazz, you cannot be sitting here ugly crying next to this man. Like, I think you need to read this back in the room."
and I know it hits different for people that know me and that know Erin, and that were a part of our lives in some way, shape, or form. Because I even remember the last time that you saw Erin was Easter. It was an Easter gathering at Marilyn's house, because when she died, I went through pictures and was just looking at things, and that was the last time that you saw her. But I thank you for reading it. And I sold a lot of books, but like I said, right now, I think I have, like, I don't know, 6 reviews on Amazon. People are either not.
Oh, yeah. Is there a link? I thought about that. Like, I wish it was at the end where I could go to your website and stuff. It was like, boom, a link right there, because That's the thing. I don't even know how to log into my Amazon. But yes, continue. Sorry.
I'll do a link. I'll do a link.
Yes, that would. Yes, I think that especially at the end when you have your links, putting it there would make it a lot
Easy.
easier because it's right on your
I'll do a
mind.
QR code, make it even easier because I know people don't even like to go back into type things, so I'll do a QR code. But yeah, I was wondering, are people not enjoying it? Are they not is it not resonating with people? But then, so you sent me a message.
Are they reading it, girl? Who read?
Okay, here's the
They will
other thing.
support. People will buy your shit all day long, but are you reading?
I read.
Yes, but a lot of people, you be like, oh, what are you reading? And that's why, they're like, oh, Facebook timelines.
I hadn't thought about that, to be honest with you. Thank you for that perspective. I was just like, maybe the book is trash. But then every review that I do get, people are emphatically like, no, this was so well written. It was, and it made me think about this, that, and the third, which is what I want, right? I really want people to go on a self-discovery, like a journey of self-discovery. But after you did, I got another message from another girl who bought the book back in June. And she's not even finished with it. She's halfway through. We did read it. I'm in a book club here in Costa Rica, and it was the book club book for May. And I got really good feedback then as well.
Yes.
But you know what I need to do? I need to record an Audible version.
Yes.
Because people will listen to books. And I have been on the quest. I have been trying to record this book for at least a year, at a minimum of a year. But in Costa Rica, I found like 2 studios. They wanted more money than I would make from the book for me to record it. And I was like, that's just not worth it. But then,
girl, you don't put them little egg things in the bathroom. My friend's recording hers at the house in Atlanta.
See, here's the thing. In the US, homes are built differently. They're a little more soundproof. In Latin and Central America, the houses are concrete, but it's like single pane glass. Like it's not very soundproof. So what we're probably gonna have to do is rent an Airbnb out in the middle of nowhere. Soundproof the bathroom, like you just said. Create a sound booth in the bathroom, and do that. So, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. But I'm gonna do it.
That's another thing. People are always asking about audio. Like, are you listening to it on the audio? And I'm like, no, I can't. I need to see the words and read. But yes, that's probably it, girl. They buy it to support, and even me, I have a lot of books in my thing I buy, and I haven't gotten to yet. So they're probably just haven't read it for real.
Yeah. Thank you, Lady T. So thank you for your review. I will record it. It's just like it's meant to be reflective. And the feedback that I got from my book club was like, girl, you should put some pages at the end, so when you're asking those reflective questions, people can write what it is. And in my head, I was like, you read it and you have your journal with you, because I always write in my journal when I'm reading a book, And so I will do that though, because people will listen more than they will read. I be trying to give people more credit.
Right. Give that. Just, people aren't reading as much. And then make something like, I know you were reading it at one point online, but doing something like that's interactive with people would also be good, right? Like, hey, let's read the prompt. Oh, where'd you get the prompt from? The book, buy the book. Okay. But people aren't reading. You saw the man crying online from the substitute teacher crying online because people can't read. So,
let's not discuss that ninja, because I
don't know him outside of that, but I'm just
he's called what's his first name? His last name is Cooks. He's a chef. He's an internet chef.
Okay, but
they've changed his last name to Crooks.
Oh, I can't. Thanks, Champagne.
They just like
Well,
the books.
all in all, whether he said it or somebody else said it, these Negroes are and ninjas are not reading as well as they did before.
You're
Okay,
right. You're
people are
right. And they're
reading
not
time.
comprehending.
Yes,
Yes.
and a lot of people are listening to books. So,
Yes.
Champagne, do you still read physical books, or you prefer an audio book? Ask the people here, because she's in the demographic, your demographic as well, like
Okay.
older. Like what are
Yeah.
you, Lady T? Do you read still? Are you in here still? Do y'all read? Are y'all listening to books?
Lady T's. I don't see Lady T here.
Okay, I think that's because even my friend is always asking about audiobooks. And I'm like, girl, I can't listen. I need to sit and down and read the book, see the words.
I can listen. I've listened to some audio when I used to say I don't drive here in Costa Rica like I used to in Houston. When I would be driving in Houston, because you could be in traffic for 2 to 3 hours. I would listen to audiobooks then. I'll do a lot of audiobooks then. But here in Costa Rica, I can read. But I also want to know about your thing says Jazzie Mas gastronomy
And comedy, gastronomy and comedy. Yes.
Yeah. And so I've been seeing you've been doing like the open mic comedy nights, and you got all kinds of stuff going on there.
Yes, rarely open mics though. I'm a professional now, but no, I am a stand-up comic. So I've been doing my doing shows. I'm actually going on tour September. I'll be touring around Thailand at different dispensaries. My show in Pattaya is 9/26. I have a show in Phuket on the 12th of September, and then I'll be in Chiang Mai the remaining weeks in Thailand. So, yes, I've been doing stand-up, and I produce my own shows. Yeah, it's a good time.
I love that for you. And like, I can't think of like a more perfect thing for you because you are naturally funny. And I know that comedy, like stand-up comics you do have to like prepare and do all that. But I feel like you're so naturally funny that it's just perfect for you.
Yes, and I can't keep no job, girl, so something got to work. And no, comedy has been something. One, I realized like being abroad, I'm already audacious, but being abroad, it really just, like I just was like, okay, I'm gonna make a flyer and put myself on it and tell people to come and charge them for it. And it works. There's not a lot of entertainment already, right? There's a lot of English speakers. So they're looking for things to do. That's really just kind of created my own lane. Like my friends always like, girl, you're so out of line, right? Especially being from LA and being from the States where you would think that, to be a comic, you need to go to LA. When it's like, no, especially nowadays with the internet, with expat communities, you can really do whatever you want to do. And so I decided that I wanted to do comedy and eat. And yeah, it's been working well for me.
Yeah, I love that for you. So, is there anything else you want to tell us that you're doing besides comedy? Your tour?
Freedom, yes. Shout out to Katie Harrington. I ain't gotta check into her anymore. But the freedom is real. Like actually, I lost my freedom for many years. So really embodying freedom for real and taking full advantage of the freedom that we have in our free will, because a lot of us are still in mental prisons, right? Not even realizing that, and they're saying, talk to them. I can't cause. And I'm like, do you have a probation officer? You got an ankle monitor on? Would you got to go to jail on Tuesday through Thursday? Oh no, you don't. So I don't understand all the can'ts or the reasons why, the excuses of why you can't do something. So yeah, I'm going to take my freedom and ride it till the wheels fall off. Okay.
All right. Are you ever going to come to Costa Rica? Because Nick has a thing called the Boom Boom Room where.
Well, I'm retired from that.
Oh, no.
I retired from that, girl.
It's literally just comedy and music and poetry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But do you ever see yourself visiting Costa Rica?
Yeah, if y'all got somewhere to stay. I don't know. Costa Rica hasn't been high on my list, but yes. I can come. Open mic, okay.
We want to come to Thailand and Vietnam, but we got to let these kids get a little bit older first, because I feel like we want to come by ourselves.
Really? Oh, why? Well, I get it. I get it. F them
Well,
kids.
like if we're gonna go and stay for a long time, of course we're gonna bring them. But if we're gonna go for just a short trip, I feel like we would want to come just us. Though my daughter, she's huge into astrology, and she's like, "We're probably gonna have to leave Costa Rica in 2 years. Where are we going?"
Ah, okay, yes.
And so Nick has mentioned Thailand, and we also we're thinking about some places on the continent as well.
Okay, yes, I definitely want to get there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to come and do an open mic, but yeah, come to Asia. I mean, Asia's great. Yeah, I mean, you have your residency already there. You know, you'll be getting your citizenship, so that you can go back if you wanted to. But
Yep.
yeah, I think Asia's great. I like it a
Maybe
lot.
after Erin graduates, because she's not gonna stop her studies. The girl is focused. There are not many things more important than her school right now. So when she graduates, then we could look at going for a long period of time. Let Nico learn another language.
Yeah, right. Suck it up, because
Yeah.
that young brain is different. Oh my goodness. I even get my Thai and Vietnamese mixed up and crossed, and
Oh my gosh.
but I'll try. And I'm gonna use tech, so in point.
Yes, we could do that as well. Thank you so much, Jazz. Like, it's been good catching up with you, and we can do this more often, but offline.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
and just, see what you're doing, see where you're touring. Any plans to go back to Mexico?
For a taco, eventually. Sometimes I'm just like, I would love a taco that's not sweet, like has a hint of sweetness. I don't know what the hell they be doing out here. But yeah, I'll get to Mexico eventually. I'm sure I'll be on a world tour and hitting up. I would love to do a tour of all the expat cities. Maybe call it the Visa Run tour. And yeah, definitely hit up Mexico. So if we have any sponsors, angel sponsors in the room, yes, we would love to make that happen.
You know what? I know somebody. I'm gonna talk to her, see what she got going. She's in Mexico. She's in Mexico City.
Okay.
She's in Mexico City to see if she's planning any events there, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I haven't been to Mexico City. I have a friend there, but I would love to do Mexico City, Playa, all the expat hubs. Just do a little, tour around, hit them all up. You're welcome, Champagne girl. You need to call me.
Champagne.
That's my favorite person in that whole entire world. Oh my God.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Jazz, for taking the time. I won't take up any more of your morning. And yes, have a wonderful workout. I love you.
Love you more. Enjoy the book, y'all. Go get her book. Come on, girl. You gotta plug
Where the light comes in.
I'll butcher the name. I'm like,
Where the light comes in. It's sold on Amazon. It's sold everywhere, actually. Barnes and Noble, wherever you can get your books, it's there. But I will post a link because I'm going to repost this. So I'll post the link down below, and you can get the book, read it, and then let me know.
Get in nature. That was my biggest takeaway from the book, is that like the time that I spend in nature is definitely necessary, and it's definitely healing. I dance in nature 30 minutes a day at least. And yeah, it's a lot of gems in nature, just sitting with yourself. And remember that nature never rushes, but it's always on time, right? And the seasons of things, allow them to be. So even when the trees are dark and dead and dry, and they look like they ain't never gonna bloom, they will. It'll just, wait till the rain comes or the light comes in.
Yes, nature helped me accept like the hardest lessons in life, because I can see them happening in nature, and we are also a part of nature. So we can't be separated from, that and then wondering why our life ain't going right. So yeah, y'all. All right. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later.
All right, girl. Well, thank you guys for joining, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.